How long does my HVAC system last?
You have an HVAC system, a heating and cooling system in your home, depending on your warranty and depending on what type of equipment you have, and also your installation will depend on how long your equipment lasts. And also the manufacturer, of course, has a little bit to do with that. But most problems in the field are installation related. Today, I want to talk to you about this and answer your question of how long does an HVAC system last? You're watching Tips for Homeowners. I'm Tad. Let's get straight to it with talking about warranty. That's the first thing I want to cover. Every piece of equipment has a warranty, and you have to register the warranty. Otherwise, you don't get the full years. You don't get the full amount of coverage that you would get if you did not register that warranty. Usually a dealer or a contractor is going to register your warranty for you unless you're buying the equipment and trying to install it yourself, which I don't recommend unless you're a professional. If you are a professional, then great. Definitely register your warranty. I usually register the equipment's warranty when I install it and it's been commissioned and I can see that it's running and I've been able to check all the components and make sure that they're not working improperly, okay? So you register your warranty, and then usually most residential equipment comes with 10 years. So you have a 10-year warranty, right, that you should get with your equipment depending on what manufacturer or brand you're using. And I definitely recommend that with that 10-year warranty, you're not going to want to replace that equipment till after the 10 years. Now, equipment is built for obsolescence. That's right. They have this down to a T to where when the equipment's warranty's out, then we're going to start having some issues. And I know that's sad, but that's just the way it is. So if you have equipment that has a warranty, do not budget to replace the equipment unless the warranty's out. Make sure that you know when your equipment's warranty is going to expire and try to coordinate with your dealer or your contractor to try to find out, hey, is there anything wrong with my equipment the month before it goes out or 6 months before it goes out? I always try to reach out to my customers and say, hey, this is when your equipment's going out. It's in August of 2022, and I want to try to come maybe 3 to 6 months before it goes out so that we can do a full checkup, do a maintenance, and try to just check all the components so that I can give you some advantage of your warranty, which is basically trying to take advantage of your warranty, which I definitely recommend you should do. Take advantage of your warranty and get parts for basically free, and then you have to pay for the labor, and that's it. Now, how long does equipment last? Depends on the equipment. Are you using electricity or are you using gas? And if you're using gas, is it propane or is it natural gas? Now, there's a rule of thumb I can give you. I say 12 to 17 years. That's how long equipment lasts. Now, in the field, from my experience, I've been able to see equipment that's 30 years old. But equipment is not built like it used to be built. And now we have an issue with old ductwork and new systems, and this is one of the primary causes of equipment failure, which I'm going to talk about, but first let's talk about equipment type. So equipment type, whether it's natural gas, whether it's propane or electric, could be a heat pump, will depend on how long the equipment is going to last. Usually around 15 years, coils start to leak. But you could have a manufacturer build the equipment and have a couple copper pipes that are touching, and before the 15 years, those pipes rub together. That's just an example of what I've seen in the field. Now, if you've got gas, if it's natural gas or propane, depending on what fuel it is, will depend on how long the equipment's going to last as well, because propane burns hotter and it degrades the equipment faster than natural gas does. Now, I've been able to see that over the years. Usually, I'll have, say, I have a package unit that's all outside, self-contained, and it uses propane, and the equipment's heat exchanger warranty is only 10 years, and right after the 10 years, that heat exchanger is rusted up. I definitely recommend that you get a carbon monoxide detector if you do have gas equipment so that you can try to avoid having any carbon monoxide produced into your home if your heat exchanger cracks. That's something that I see a lot in the field, is that propane equipment with a heat exchanger, okay, or a gas furnace with a heat exchanger that uses propane, you have heat chambers that basically rust and they open up. And that right there is equipment failures that I see on a day-to-day basis, especially in the heating season, because that's when you're using it and people are having to get new heat exchangers. Now, if it's out of warranty, a heat exchanger can cost upwards of $1,000, $1,500 to be replaced. And with your electric equipment, you have a compressor. okay, that is the heart of that refrigeration system. And a compressor is a high price component as well, just like a heat exchanger. Now, a heat pump uses that compressor, and if the warranty is out on the heat pump and it's after 10 years, then your compressor could cost upwards of $1,000, $1,500. Now, there's a price that I would say that is too much for you to spend on equipment, but then again, it just depends on what you're doing. What is your goal? What is your plan? If you're trying to buy just a few more years, then spend the $1,000. If you're not, you're going to sell the house. That adds value to your home. I would definitely, if you have a repair that is over $1,000, I would definitely recommend that you go with a new piece of equipment, just because you're going to be putting that $1,000 towards the new piece of equipment. Now you have to look at the equipment cost. You know, this is an example. Say I have a bad heat exchanger and it's going to cost $1,500 and my new piece of equipment costs $5,000. Okay, I can justify that. You got a new 10-year warranty. I don't have to spend any more money on that equipment. I'm guaranteed that it's going to work properly as long as it's installed properly. I would definitely recommend going ahead and replacing it. But equipment today is not installed properly. So I want to talk about this too. Equipment is not installed properly. And when I mean that, I mean new equipment has bigger surface areas of the coils to absorb and reject heat. They have bigger blower drives and they require a different static. So usually it was 0.1 static, now it's 0.05 static, and that means that your duct size is going to be bigger. Now we're going to homes and we're replacing equipment, and you have this static buildup to where you don't have the airflow you need across the coils, the airflow you need across the heat exchanger. And what happens is not only does it degrade the equipment faster, but you have more equipment failures, and we have improper efficiencies and comfort in our home. So airflow is one of the #1 causes of equipment failure, and that is because when the equipment's installed, the company's not checking with a magnehelic to check static pressure. And it's very easy to check static pressure. You go to the return and you measure, and then you go to the supply and you measure, and then you add those two figures together. Total external static should be 0.5, no more than that. And I've been able to see 20 and 30 and just unreal numbers. And what it does is it gets the heat exchanger way too hot and it discolors it, and it gets the motor too hot. And if you have a motor with a module, those motor and modules sometimes can cost upwards of $500 to $1,000 for a motor. And then you've got issues like head pressure. It gets too high, and this can cause a breakdown of oil in the compressor. So you can have early compressor failure, you can have early heat exchanger failure, you can have early motor failure, all these different things, because we're putting in new equipment that needs larger ducts, but we're not modifying, altering, or replacing the ductwork. So this is something you need to look for. I think I've got a video on how to size ductwork, or what size duct the unit needs. Check that out on my playlist, Tips for Homeowners. But we talked about warranty. As long as your equipment's in warranty, you don't need to worry about replacing it. Typical equipment lasts 12 to 17 years, depending on what it is. If you're using propane and you've got a unit, you need to get the heat exchanger checked after 10 years or right before 10 years. You need to make sure you know what your warranty is. You need to get with your dealer and coordinate on that. You need to have maintenance that's scheduled every year. Now, when I put in new equipment, I usually tell the homeowner, wait a year or two, depending on what the area looks like around the equipment. Now, if it's all outside and there's a bunch of trees over it, you may need a yearly maintenance. But I usually tell people that install equipment, wait a couple of years, wait 2 or 3 years, then start getting the equipment maintenance and making sure that you have it inspected so that you can check out components that could be going out early. So warranty, equipment type has a lot to do with it. The main components that you have that are the biggest expense can be the compressor of a heat pump or an air conditioning system. It could be a heat exchanger for a gas piece of equipment. But typically, I would say after 10 years, you need to start budgeting for a new piece of equipment, especially this new air conditioning, heating, and cooling systems that are coming out. And 90% of the units are installed, like I said, they're installed improperly in the field. #1 cause of equipment failure is airflow. You need proper airflow. And if you have a good service technician, a good company servicing, maintaining your equipment, they're going to be able to tell you upon commissioning that equipment if it's working like it should. And they'll be able to measure the static pressure and tell you if your ducts are too small. They'll be able to measure the duct work and use a ductulator and tell you, hey, if it's a 3-ton unit, it needs a 16-inch duct. If it's a 5-ton unit, it needs a 20-inch duct. If it's a 2-ton unit, it needs at least a 14, 15-inch duct. So they're going to be able to tell you what you need. The last piece of advice I want to give you is, how do you find somebody to offer you the best warranty, the service, and a heating and cooling system? Well, referrals. Referrals are the best way, because the guy that's actually doing the best work out there has a trail of customers that can offer you a testimony and tell you, hey, what was the bad aspects, the good aspects, and then you'll figure out, hey, if you want to use that same dealer or contractor to offer you warranty and service, check around, ask your neighbors, and find out who has the referral. Then you'll be able to call and ask them for an estimate, or for them to come out and inspect, service, maintenance your piece of equipment. Remember, the best serviceman is the one who cares. Guys, if you have any questions and you want me to answer them, leave them in the comments. Definitely do not forget to subscribe. I really appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you so much. You're helping me to make more content, and I love that. Definitely like this video, and if you have any more questions and you want more tips, check out my playlist, Tips for Homeowners. If you're a technician, check out my playlist, Tips for Technicians. And remember, I'll keep you cool if you let me.